Yo, what up guys, B5D here, and I have a new information that is coming up, a 10x event this Friday as part of the Summon Rush event for this Maranix fusion. This might just be what you need to push you over the edge in deciding whether you want to go for this fusion or not. It's not too late. There's still a Dragon and Champion training tournament that is going on right now that you can participate in. Alright, so what's coming to Raid this Friday? A 10x event is not the best time for you to pull your shot, I'll tell you right up. But because we're in this fusion calendar where we have to pull shots as part of the Summon Rush that is coming up, we have to do this 10x. We have no choice but to do this 10x if you already decided to go for this fusion. But if you're not going for this fusion at all, the champions that have been advertised are so good. I'm saying so good, especially for my account, like it's in day 90 or so, a little bit over 3 months old account. I don't have any of these champions, not even one of them. So it's a perfect opportunity for me to get these champions. The first one that I'll call out that I want the most, that will change our account for the better, that will help us decide whether we want to go for this fusion or not, is from the Dwarves faction, is Geomancer. Yes, this information was released yesterday on the Raid official Facebook page via a hint or a post that was made, but this is now being officially announced that this is the champions, confirmed champions that are going to be in the 10x, in case you got those puzzles wrong. Well, I don't think anybody will. I wasn't available yesterday to actually take a look at them. But so this is the first time I'm getting this information about these champions. So Geomancer is the first one right here. So apologies for you if you already know about them. That's what I'm saying. Geomancer is a champion that I use right now in the Iron Twins Fortress. Geomancer is still in my Hydra team. He will be in our Clan Boss team on this account for sure if we pull a Geomancer on the Noobs Pro, because we're going to be pulling our shards tomorrow. So he's the number one reason why I will be pulling all my shards, including maybe even the what do you call this one, the ancient shards. It's not the best time for you to pull ancient, because the next week, remember, after this weekend, next week is 2x on ancient shards. So it's probably not the best time to pull your ancient. But if you're sure that you might get an epic champion and you need him so bad, this is a good time for you to pull all your shards just to make sure you obtain a Geomancer who will serve you in every area of Raid. So if you do not know, this is his main skill right there that makes that possible. Places that HP burn and weaken debuff, and also depletes the turn meter of the enemy. So that's not all he brings to the battle, though. He has an awesome passive where it reflects damage, basically, of the 30% of the damage he receives back to the person who sends it. So it does a lot of hits to this, especially against bosses. It takes them down really fast. So it's the first one, the first reason to go for this 10x. The next 10x champion that is advertised is from the I'm calling them in order of how I want them. You see, I didn't even start with legendary champions. I'm being realistic right here, because the chances of you getting those legendaries are kind of slim, because it's not a 1% chance of getting legendary, still a 0.5% chance. Remember, that's what 10x are for. The chances does not increase, but if you do get an epic, I hope it's one of these epics. The next one that I'm looking forward to is Mordecai. Now, this champion is also an epic champion that I'm being realistic about, that I might get as part of this 10x, is Farakin the Fat. I mean, not Mordecai. Farakin the Fat is from the Barbarians faction, and he's best known to bring ally attack. All allies join this attack when this champion goes in with this skill right here, and it places increased crit rate and increased crit damage on all the allies before they all go in right there to attack. The name of the skill is beat down for a reason, because it actually focuses on one person and beats them down. It's best known for teams where all the other allies have AoE damage, Skull Crown, Sinesha, so they can all do AoE hits to everybody, not just one person that gets targeted. So he's one that I use on my main account. I recently built him, but I've not done a guide about him, I guess, and I'll do that soon once I get him fully mastered. So that's what he's best known for right there. But there's a weird thing I don't yet understand about his passive, where he's deflecting 20% of incoming damage that he's supposed to receive onto his other allies. I'm like, what's this supposed to mean? I don't really get this passive. What's the purpose? He brings decreased defense and HP burn to the battle also. That's one thing all these champions that are advertised in this 10x have in common. They all have HP burn. It's not the best HP burn champions in Raid. Some of them have it only on their A1 and so on. So the next champion that I want to talk about that is part of this 10x is Mordecai. He's from the Sacred Order faction, and he's one that I look forward to getting because he's the best AoE HP Bond champion for an epic that you can get in raid. I'm not talking about legendaries now. In terms of epic champions who do HP Bond, he's the king right here. Why is he so good at it? Is because this is HP Bond. When he places it, he does not hit the enemies, and like we already know in raid Shallow Legends, if you don't hit the enemies, there is no chance that you get a weak hit. So this skill just says places the HP Bond. It doesn't actually do any damage or physical hitting them. So even if it's force affinity, he can place this HP Bond on any affinity. 100% it will land, set to get that 3% chance of getting resisted, right? There is always that 3% no matter how many accuracy you have. So that's what I love about him, and a lot of people use him in the Spider. He's best known for that, where HP Bond rules, and also the Hydra, where HP Bond is one of the best ways you can do damage to those heads. So if I get this champion on the Noob to Pro, I'll be ecstatic, I'm telling you right now. So hopefully we'll get him as part of the 10x champion that is coming up in the epic category. Now that I've talked about the most wanted 3 epics that are part of this 10x that is coming up, let me switch over to the legendary champions, and the first one is under Priest Brogni. He's a dwarf faction war champion who is part of a fusion, or he was released as part of a fusion, and a lot of players, endgame players, already have him who did this fusion. So if you're a newer player to raid and you get this champion, he's amazing in every content. Big shields is what he brings to the battle. Big shields right there in this A3. Most of them have everything good on the A3. So big shield is not all. He also places block debuff buff on all your allies for 2 turns and increase attack also, which makes them survive in the what do you call it, clan boss. If I get this champion, my clan boss is done. I'm going straight to Ultra Nightmare. So I don't know how close we are to PT on the Noob to Pro, but he's be something. I know the epics are good, but this is one that will just change the Noob to Pro forever. So hopefully we get this champion. He also does some reflect damage, just like Geo, but not as good as Geo in his damage that he reflects back to the enemies who hit champion who are under shield. Alright, that's under Priest Brogni, awesome champion who was part of a fusion. Now if you get him in raid, is still useful, viable anywhere in every content. He'll just be the one that is tanking your team along the way. The next champion is Hurndig. Hurndig is also from the Dwarfs faction. He's a nuker of epic proportions, or should I say legendary proportions, and he has some funky skills. Like, I currently built him and I use him, but I still don't understand how his skills work. He just has a lot going for him. On this A3 right here, fully depletes the target stun meter, and then will also hit everybody else at the same time. So it's a lot that is going on, and this A2 places decreased defense. That's what I know about this one. So sometimes I don't know which one to start the nuking with. Do you want to go into the battle and just start with this AoE nuke, or you want to actually do this one? This AoE skill is 75% of weaken debuff and HP buff. So he has a lot going for him. This champion is built to nuke in the arena mostly, and it's kind of squishy though, so I don't play him in general content, although he will serve that purpose of stun meter reduction in other content also. A big nuker. On the A1, that's another one that I don't understand. Whenever he kills an enemy, he grants an extra turn to himself, so he can just keep going there, A1, 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 and kill everybody if they are squishy enough for that to happen though. So that's Hurndig, a good champion that I have not yet maximized his full potential on my account despite having him built. But he's not the best nuker in raid, I wouldn't say that. But he's good, very, very good, especially in faction war where he's mostly my only damage dealer right there. Alright, the next champion that is part of this 10x is from the Skinwalkers faction, and that is Tumizia. This champion is known for HP burn, just like Sisia Flametongue, but he doesn't activate his HP burn, but rather he places HP burn for an entire 3 turns and 100% chance of landing it. Since his void affinity, he will not get weak hits either when actually doing this. Also has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn on targets with 50% turn meter or more. So he brings a lot to the battle, and I actually love this champion. He's not one that I have or have ever really had experience with, but he brings a lot to the battle, and I hope to get him one day and test him out. Tunisia right there, and I see him used in the spider. I see him being used in PvP also, because he does have a big nuke right there, which kind of relies on, where is it? Right here. Attacks one enemy, damage increased by 40% for each active HP burn debuff in battle. So he can go up to 100% single target hit right there, and a lot. He brings a lot to the battle. All right, the next champion that is part of this one is from the Demon and Spawn faction, Tyrant and Scrank, a champion that I was one of my first HP burn champion I had on my main account. Where is it? Tyrant, and he kind of looks like Prince Kaima right there. They have similar designs, but he brings HP burn to the battle and ally protection. So he's a defense-based champion who is tanky, extremely tanky. In the early days of raid, he was known as one of the good champions you could use in clan boss because of this increased defense and this ally protection that they places on the allies. So he's good for this. That's what people used to use him for in the clan boss, and he can actually do some healing along. But HP burn is also something he does for the spider. People usually compare him with Drexter, because you're like, should I place the HP burn myself, or should I wait until they hit me to get HP burn? So that's a passive right there that decreases the damage inflicted by enemies under HP burn by 10%. So he's a good champion to own, just that he has been overpowered or overshadowed by other champions, like epic champion like Mordecai, who can actually do it at no chance of getting a weak hit on that HP burn. But Tyrant is good for it. He can actually do it. If I get this champion on a noob to pro, spider 20 done instantly. All right, that's Tyrant, and the last one is, I think I covered it all. No, Scrank is the last one from the Ogryn faction. Ogryn tribe faction is also going to be available in this 10x, and this is not one that I'm kind of crazy about. Where is Scrank? Is a newer champion to me in raid. I don't even know his picture yet. Scrank right there. Whether it's a he or she, I forget. That's a he. Scrank. He almost looks like a skinwalker, but it's an Ogryn tribe faction champion. So he also comes in to raid with a HP burn. I don't know much about him, so I'm not gonna pretend like I do. He's a new one for me. I don't know much about this champion, so it's not one that I'm excited about getting. I'm more interested in getting a Geomancer or a Mordecai, or even a Farakin the Fat. Those are my 3 top epic champions that I hope to get in this 10x event that is coming up. I'm not shooting for the legendaries because my chances of getting legendaries on this account is low, and we've recently pulled a legendary who we kind of vaulted because it's not something that we actually are crazy about this dude. So our PT has been reset. So although I've not yet pulled a legendary from Sacred Shard though, so I do have 3 Sacred Shards to go, so maybe that's what I'm going to be pulling for this 10x and hopefully get something tomorrow. Watch out for that video when it launches. 10x Summon Rush, just to get the rare champion as part of this Maranix fusion. That's the only reason why I'm going to be pulling these 2 secrets, and I hope they don't put the points at a very high place where it will be impossible for we to get it. And maybe if you kind of undecided whether to go for this champion or not, whether to go for this fusion or not, these 10x champions can help you decide whether it's to be worth it, because Geomancer 10x, Farakin 10x, and Mordecai 10x are not something that happen in raid often. Alright guys, let me know if you're going to be pulling your shards for this 10x, or you think you're going to save all your ancient shards for the 2x that is going to be coming up next weekend. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more Raid Shadow Legends content, and I'll see you later in the evening for a detailed update about my Maranix fusion, how much progress I've done so far on this new to pro series. Later guys.